Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eliza and today we are going to study about addition and subtraction of fractions. So in the previous lesson we have learned what are fractions and the types of fractions and how to change a certain fraction to the other one. Today we are going to learn about the addition and subtraction of fractions. So I am going to get started with the addition of fractions, and there shall be two different kinds. The first one is addition of fractions with like or equal denominators. The next one would be the addition of fractions with unlike or unequal denominators. So let's get started with the class. So I'm going to write here really quick the addition of fractions with like or equal denominators. So how does that work? Now we have a fraction 3/7 or 3/7 as I have explained in the previous lesson, plus, which is the operation used over here, plus 2/7. So there are 7 parts. Out of the 7 parts, we are taking into account 3 parts. There is another one which has another candy bar. That should I mention. There are 7 parts and we are taking into account just 2 parts out of the 7 parts. When we are trying to add these fractions, this gets really easy because we have the equal denominators over here. We draw a big line. We do the LCM, that is the least common multiple of 7 and 7, which turns out to be 7. Children, over here you do not need to do that because you already know that the denominators are same and they are going to turn out the same, which is equal to 7. And we just put 3 and 2, and the operation which has been used over here is plus. So we use that and the answer would be 5/7 or 5/7. What does that mean? That means that we have a candy bar which has got 7 equal parts. And we are coloring 5 parts out of those 7 equal parts. We are just only bothered about 5 parts of that 7 equal parts. So the answer is 5/7 or 5/7. I'm going to show you another example of addition with like denominators, and that would be 3/5 plus 2/5. That means there is a candy bar which has got 5 equal parts. I'm only worried about 3 parts of the 5 parts. And the next one is there are 5 equal parts. I'm only worried about the 2 parts of the 5 parts. So if I want to add these two fractions, it would be, just because I have the same denominators, I'm going to write it over here, and that would be a 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5/5. When I have the same numerator and the same denominator, that is always equal to 1. Okay? So 1 means 1 whole part. There are 5 parts. There are 5 equal parts. And I have taken 5 parts out of those 5 parts. That means I have used the whole candy bar. There was a candy bar which has got 5 parts. I've taken 3 parts from there. I've taken 2 parts from there for 2 different people. When I added them up, I found that I have used up the whole candy bar. So 5/5, that gives me a 1. 1 means 1 whole. So I have used up the whole candy bar. Now, moving on to the next part, I hope you have understood how to add the fractions with equal denominators. Now we are only going to study about the subtraction of fractions with equal or like denominators. I would just erase this part and I would write that as a subtraction. Subtraction of fractions with like or equal denominators. How does that work? I'm going to give you the same example so that it will be easier for you to depict it. So that would be a 3/7. That means there are 7 parts. I have used 3 parts out of the 7 parts. Take away or minus 2/7. Very easy. You can pause the video and do it by yourself and then check the answer at the end. So that would be a 7, 3 and a 2. The operation which has been used over here is a minus. So the answer would be a 1/7 or 1/7. So what does it say? It says that there are 7 equal parts. Only 1 part has been used out of the 7 parts. The other one which I can show is 2/7 minus 3/7. Okay, this one also have the same denominator. So I'm using a 7 over here. 2 minus 3. So friends, over here we have 2 minus 3. What is the answer going to be? The answer is going to be a -1/7. Why? Because 3 is greater than 2. But over here, 3 has got a negative sign. So when the signs are different, we always do the subtraction and put the sign of the number which is greater. So 3 is the bigger number over here, but it has got a negative sign. So I use that negative sign and the answer would be a -1/7. So that is how the subtraction of fractions or the addition of fractions with like or equal denominator works. Now I'm going to show you about the addition of fractions with unlike denominators or different denominators. I'm going to type in that really quick. I hope you are understanding my videos. In case you have any queries, you can drop in the comment box your questions. So we are going to add up the fractions over here, which has got unlike or different denominators. The very first example which I'm going to use over here is 3/6 plus 2/5. So friends, as we can see here that we have 2 different denominators, which is 6 and 5. The previous questions were really easy because we had same denominators and we just drew the line and we had to write down the denominator over there. So it was very easy to do. But in this case, we have different denominators. So the main thing that should come to our mind is how to make the denominators equal. We cannot change the 6 to a 5 all of a sudden or change the 5 to a 6. We cannot do that. So we need to think about certain things to make the denominators equal. How to do that? So I'm going to write 3/6 plus 2/5. I'm leaving some space for a reason. So I'm just going to change this 6 into a number which can be equal as the other denominator. If I multiply a 5 over here and if I multiply the 6 over here, so this 6 comes here and this 5 goes here. I'm multiplying both the fractions with the other denominator. So that makes it a 30 for both the denominators. But what happens to the numerator? we cannot just change the sum. 3 over 6 cannot change into a 3 over 30, or 2 over 5 cannot change into a 2 over 30. The sum has to remain the same. How shall we do that? So, I'm also going to multiply a 5 with the numerator as well. On this side, I'm going to multiply a 6 with the numerator as well. So as you can see, 5 over 5 is equal to 1, which makes 3 over 6 remain as 3 over 6. That keeps the question unchanged. Over here also, on the right side, we can see 6 over 6 is equal to 1, which makes the actual question remain unchanged. So that is remaining as 2 over 5. Now, we can definitely write this as 15 over 30 plus a 12 over 30. Now friends, you can take from here. You can take over the question, pause the video and do it all by yourself and then check the answer at the end. So, we have equal denominators. So that would be a 30. It is the same thing as we have done earlier. 15 plus 12. So that would give me a 27 out of 30. And that would be my final answer, 27 out of 30. So there is a big candy bar with 30 equal parts. And I have used 27 parts out of the 30 parts. So that tells me about the addition of fractions with unlike or different denominators. Now I'm switching over to subtraction of fractions with unlike or different denominators. So I'm just quickly going to change this to subtraction. Okay, so I'm ready to move ahead. Well, I'm going to take the same example so that it will be easier for you again. So I have 3/6 minus 2/5. You can definitely pause this video and give it a try all by yourself because you know what to do right now. Well, we have the different denominators over here. The first thing which comes to my mind, or which should come to your mind, is to make the denominators equal. So 3 over 6 minus 2 over 5. First I'm going to write that. I'm going to take a different color so that it will be easier for you to understand where did I change this sum. I'm going to times the left side fraction with a 5. I am going to times the right side fraction with a 6. So that tells me that 5 over 5 is equal to 1. 3 over 6 remains unchanged. That means the question has remained unchanged. Similarly, on the right side, we have got 6 over 6, which is equal to 1. So 2 over 5 remains unchanged as the question. That would be a 15 over 30 minus a 12 over 30. And we have a 30 as the denominator. Because we have the equal denominators over here, the sum got really easy this time. So we got to write a 30 at the bottom, which is used as the denominator. We have a 15 and a 12. The operation which has been used over here is subtraction. So we get the answer as 3 over 30. So that is the final answer. There are 30 parts of a candy bar. Only 3 has been used out of the 30 parts. So I think that is all for today. I hope you liked my video and understood it. In case you have any queries or questions, you can drop in the comment section and I'll definitely try to answer you back. Thank you so much for your time and patience. I really appreciate that. Thank you and have a good one.